Right, so back again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We've just walked underneath a tunnel. I didn't want to go and want to show you the tunnel, but we've come out on the other side. We're on the other side of Waterloo Bridge, and this is the second of a series of videos I'm making about walking along the South Bank. And you'll notice here we have the South Bank lion. This is a statue of a lion made from an artificial stone called Code stone. It's made in the Code factory in Lambeth. It's a special mixture of terracotta made to an unknown, made to a secret recipe which has been lost, so we can't reproduce them. It looks a bit like marble. It's not marble. As I say, it's terracotta. And the idea of having this type of substance is that it cleans itself automatically in bad weather. I hope we're not going to experience wet weather, bad weather, so we'll move on. We're now making our way here down a flight of stairs, a short flight of stairs, to continue on our little stroll along the banks of the River Thames in October. Across the way here you can see Westminster Pier. Now, Westminster Pier is the place where you can get the boats that will take you up and down the river. And there again you have another view of the clock tower and the House of Parliament. Let's move on. And this building here on the right hand side is Old County Hall. This is the place where they had the government of London, first of all the London County Council, which was created in 1889, and then this building was built in 1923 for the London County Council, and that became the Greater London Authority, the Greater London Council, which was dissolved in 1986, and then it was sort of reincarnated around about the year 2000. So as we look across the river, we're looking onto the site of what used to be the old Palace of Whitehall, and you can see there over on the left, I think, there's the statue of the Golden Eagle, which is the Royal Air Force memorial. And here, of course, you can see, get a sideways view of the observation wheel called the London Eye, which was set up. I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment, but there are other things which you can go and see. This is all now very heavily touristy area. You've got sea life, so if you're interested in aquatic life, you could go and have a visit here. And further forward still, you have another tourist attraction dedicated to Shrek's adventure. Now, somewhere there used to be the London Dungeon. Again, you know, London changes so frequently. I beg your pardon, sorry, it's a bit further down. I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd closed it down and not told me. But anyway, this is, go and see what it's all about. It is all about Shrek's adventure. Now, also, of all these sort of fairground attractions, you have the London Dungeon, which was originally in the vaults of London Bridge Station. They moved here, and you can see they have everything that was sort of ghastly and gruesome and blood-curdling about the history of London is on parade here. People love it. Just to show you the fate of the witch. Will you escape the hangman's noose? If I'm not mistaken, that is probably, well, Dracula. I thought it might have been Jack the Ripper, but in fact it's Dracula. There's a pumpkin there because we're not so far off Halloween. You've got the story about the plague, the torture chambers, Dracula. So that is the London dungeon. Everything blood-curdling about the history of London over, what, 20 centuries. And here, you can, all the way up there, you can see the London Eye. The observation wheel. I have to be very careful how I describe it. It is not, ladies and gentlemen, it is certainly not a Ferris wheel. A Ferris wheel has gondolas dangling from it so that as the wheel rotates. But here you have not gondolas, you have pods, and the pods rotate in synchronize with the rotation of the wheel, and each pod holds a maximum of 25 people, and there are 32 pods. And it takes about half an hour to make a full circuit. And when you get up to the very top, on a clear day, with a set of binoculars, you can look out on the western horizon and you can make out the outline of Windsor Castle, some 25 miles in the distance. So if you're interested in going on to the London Eye, this is the place where you get the tickets. And once you've got your ticket, then you just make your way down here and you get on. You have to go through various security checks, obviously these days, sorry about that, but that's just the life we lead these days. That makes certain you're not carrying bombs or acid or knives or anything, any description. Obviously they won't let you on board if you are. So that's just for everybody's safety. Right, now then, here we are. So let's see if I can just go back a little way and give you a full picture of the London Eye. I'd be ashamed to miss it since we're here. There we go. We're right underneath, so it's not the best place to see it really. Probably the other side of the river, actually. I would think you get a fuller picture. I said the best place to see the other buildings on the north side of the river is from here, and so it makes sense therefore the best place to see the attractions on the south bank are from the north bank. Now, what we are heading up towards now is Charing Cross Rail Bridge, and this site here on my right was badly bombed out in the last war, and it became the site for the Festival of Britain of 1951. That was created as a special sort of, but it wasn't a world fair, but it was a sort of national fair. It was 100 years after the Great Exhibition of 1851, so the thinking behind it was to create an opportunity to show people what the rest of the 20th century would all be about. So it's very full of modern ideas. They had the Dome of Discovery here, and then somewhere along here they had an object they called the Skylon, which did nothing at all except just stand there looking elegant, but they, at the end of the fair, at the end of the at the end of the festival, they knocked it down, or they pulled it down, and nobody knows whatever happened to it after that. There was talk about trying to find it again, but they never succeeded. We're just walking along here. And making our way up. Now there's a man who's pretending to be Charlie Chaplin. There you go. There you go. Charlie Chaplin was actually born in London. He grew up in Lambeth. And so he's one of our Londoner. There, so you can look across the river, you can see the Ministry of Defence. Then next to it you have this huge building which is really quite, some people either like it or they hate it, but it's partly a hotel, partly the headquarters of the National Liberal Club. An immense Victorian building which looks as if it might be a government department, but no, it isn't that, but it looks as if it might be. So over here on the right hand side, these have now become the site of the Dome of Discovery in the Festival of Britain. That of course dismantled after the festival was dismantled in 1951, and then they've laid these out as the Jubilee Gardens for the Queen. That would have been the 60th anniversary of her accession. Jubilee Oracle. There we go. This is a piece of sculpture, and we're just moving down here. The South Bank actually was not particularly distinguished before the war, and then after the war this place became terribly important as a centre for public relaxation and leisure and entertainment, and it's been so ever since. Now as we go down here, we've got more artists, pavement performances. All this stuff is very, there we go.
Now watch this. People, everybody, the wind. Yes. Oh, come on. Okay. Now, look at this. Look at this. The wind. Okay. You try. Let's see.
As you walk down here, over on the right hand side, if you want fish and chips, you can go and get yourself some fish and chips. This is a carousel.
Oh no! Watch this. The wind one more time. I trust you can do this. Everybody watching. One more time. Look at this. One more time. Look at this.
And what we're now doing is making our way towards the Royal Festival Hall. I think what I will do here is I will close down and start again. So I'll say over and out for the time being, but I won't go away. So you might like to come back and see my third video.